So I have a confession to make. I was going to make an autumn sewing plans video for this year, but then I realised that most of the things on my plans for autumn are the same as last year. I mean, when I look back at that list, I only ended up sewing 3 out of 8 things on it. Not great. I mean, like, life happened, I got distracted by gorgeous fabric, and yeah, generally my plans went completely out the window. So this year I've decided I'm not making any new plans. I'm making good on old ones, and in particular I made a start on a really old one, and that is this lovely Pearl Cardigan by Tilly and the Buttons. And when I mean old, I mean this has been sitting in my to-do pile for the last 2 years. So yeah, I thought I'd better get around to making it. So let's have a chat about this beautiful make and what I plan on hopefully sewing over the next few months. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate and this is Ripper Seams. So yeah, last year I had a very ambitious list of what I wanted to sew up over the autumn months. And realistically, I probably could have made everything on that list if I had absolutely nothing else to do. So yeah, I generally like to be ambitious, but I also live by the notion of shooting for the moon, because even if you miss, you land amongst the stars. And the stars I ended up making last year were the Erica hoodie, the meadow skirt, and the transat dress. But that just meant that I had a whole heap of other things on that list that didn't get made, and I still want to make them because I have the fabric, I have the patterns, and I have the desire to make them. So I should just make them. The 3 things I did make last year are absolute superstars, and I have worn them heaps, and I will continue to wear them heaps. So those other things on the list, yeah, they're just waiting for their moment to shine, and now is the time. So yeah, this year my to-do list for sewing in autumn is almost an exact replica of last year's list. So if you actually want to watch that video, here it is here. That's what you're looking for. I'll put a link in the description box. But effectively, the outstanding things on that list are the Pietra pants by Closet Core Patterns, the Langston trousers by French Navy, the Justine blouse by Apolline Patterns, which is perfect because I mentioned that in last week's video about what's on trend. So if I make it this year, yeah, I'll be on trend, and that's all cut out, ready to go. So yeah, that one's a no-brainer. I've also got on there the Havea jacket, which I know is going to be an absolute superstar this particular autumn winter, and of course a coat, which is the Cocoon Coat by Sew Over It. Now I've got to admit, the coat had me a little bit thrown because I came so close so many times to cutting that out, and then I was glad I didn't because I made something else by Sew Over It earlier this year. It didn't fit me very well, so now I'm a little bit nervous about how the coat will fit on me, so I am going to make a trial for that one. But those effectively are the things I want to make this autumn. They're still tried and true, and most of them I still have fabric assigned to them. I must admit, I have acquired new fabric, and now I'm rethinking some of my fabric choices. Case in point, the Justine blouse. I have actually changed the fabric. I'm going for a lighter, airier one because I just think that would look nicer than what my original plan was. But everything else, I've got the fabric, so I may as well make them. So those particular projects are my main game plan for this autumn winter, moving into the next few months. However, I do have some other items which I really want to sew, some really nice super secret little projects which I will be doing videos on. I'm not going to say those ones out loud because I don't want to put myself under the pressure and then feel bad if I don't get around to making them. I'm pretty certain if I do say them out loud, the sewing gods will hear me and they will do everything in their power to spoil my plans. So I'm just going to keep them secret, keep them on the lowdown, and yeah, hopefully they will just magically appear in my YouTube feed, and hopefully you enjoy those particular makes, and ultimately I will enjoy making them. However, I do fully expect something absolutely amazing appearing on the horizon of our sewing world, and will have me again distracted. However, I will do my best and very committed to getting through some of my older plans. The main aim of getting these projects done is that they're just taking room in my head. I know that they need to be done, and yeah, they're living rent-free. I want them out of there. I want to have new tenants in there and thinking about more exciting things. I also want to very much get stuck into my stash. I have been chipping away at it over the last few months. I'm definitely sewing a lot more out of it than I am actually adding to it. I'm feeling pretty good about that. So yeah, those are pretty much my plans for autumn winter. Let's now talk about this Pearl Cardigan. So as a newcomer to making my own clothes, the big scary thing for me was sewing jersey, because I had sewn before. I made a lot of homeware items, and that's all using woven fabric. I had never sewn anything in a stretchy fabric before. However, thank you to the wonderful people on YouTube, all you wonderful sewing vloggers out there. You gave me the confidence to really understand all the different concepts and the things that you need to focus on when it comes to sewing, and you also gave me confidence to start sewing in jersey. So I was very enthusiastic. I had done my research, and I went and bought myself an overlocker. So I was confident, and I had a look around, and what was a really good beginner's pattern. Yeah, I came across the Pearl Cardigan by Tilly and the Buttons, and it says the confident beginner, and I had become a confident beginner. So I thought, yeah, let's do this. So I went everywhere looking for some really nice fabric, and I ended up landing on this beautiful one here, this lovely cotton jersey. I ended up getting this from Fabrics Galore. This tobacco color really called to me, especially with these white flowers kind of really standing out, and you've got this lovely scatter of bright pink and orange dots on there, just making that design pop, and I was absolutely sold. So I got myself 2 whole meters of this beautiful fabric, and I thought, you know what, this is going to be my first project on my overlocker. And then I chickened out. Yeah, my confidence as a beginner just completely waned, and I thought, I'm just too confused about doing this on my overlocker, which is the whole entire purpose of me getting it, versus my machine. So yeah, it all just got too much, and I put it in the too hard basket. Every now and then I'd pick it up saying, yeah, I'm gonna do it now, but no, let's put it back again and do something else. And this has been a dance I've been doing over the last couple of years, and I had a bit of time off recently, and I went, you know what, I'm just going to get these projects which are lingering, just sitting in my to-do pile, I'm just going to get them done. Just going to get them done. And I sit there going, well, you know what, I'm confident with my overlocker now. I know how it works. I know what I can do if it stuffs up. Yeah, so yeah, this is the Pearl Cardigan. It's a Tilly and the Buttons make. It came out in 2022, I believe, so it's been around for quite a few years now. And yeah, it's a lovely crossover style, kind of like a ballerina top. We have some options for sleeves as well. And yeah, overall, just a really overall good make. It is a crossover, and it does have a lovely little tie over here, which lovely Barbara is showing off for us today. And I really like this banding that kind of crosses over the front as well, and you've got this nice thick bottom band as well. So yeah, you have the option to do a short sleeve, just a standard straight sleeve, or like I did, a lovely bishop sleeve here. And ultimately, just a really nice plain back. Obviously, you've got this little detail where the strap comes through, sits really nicely. It's a perfect layering top, especially for this autumn winter weather, which is why I made it. I sit there going, I'm just going to get so much wear out of this over the next few months. I've been wearing it initially with a vest, but as the temperatures dropped a little bit, I've been wearing an actual thermal from Marks and Spencer's, which is my staple go-to thing to wear under things like this in these colder weather months. The way this crossover band is constructed, it really keeps it tight and stops it from gaping, which I really appreciate, because that is the big drama with tops like this quite often. They do tend to like sag open like this, which is always, yeah, not comfortable. This one here, having followed the instructions, I've had absolutely no problem. This has kept nice and tight the whole entire time. Now I do have to call out that it is quite a cropped style, so it does sit right high up on your waist there. So if you're wearing kind of standard jeans, sometimes you have a little bit of gap between the top of your jeans and this, I found. So I've ended up wearing this with high-waisted jeans, but I think this will look really nice with a nice fit and flare dress underneath. Sizing wise, this does run from a size 6 through to a 34. That is a bust of 30 inches right through to 60 inches. So yeah, a really good size range if you do want to make this one up. So for my particular version, I end up sewing Tilly and the Buttons size 5, which is for the 38-inch bust, which is normally the size I make when I do make up Tilly and the Buttons. And once again, it was spot on. So this fits me like a glove, really nice. You just have to get it in your head. It is a cropped thing, so yeah, just wear bottoms appropriately. Being a knit make, there isn't a lot of ease going on here, so I'm a 38 bust and the finished garment measurements come in at 41 inches, so yeah, there's only really 3 inches in it, but we do have stretchy fabric, and the design is to actually sit quite nice and close to the body. So yeah, for me, a size 5 spot on. Fabric wise, we of course are using knits for this particular one. I've just used a plain cotton printed jersey and it came up beautifully. It's a really nice lightweight cardigan. However, you can go in there with sweater knits, textured knits, all sorts of knits I think are going to be absolutely wonderful for this one. Just keep in mind it's going to get quite bulky along one side here when you add your ties in and your bands and everything else accumulating on the side. I think a French terry would be absolutely perfect for this, but I do know you can get some really nice exotic textured knits out there. I've seen so many which I'm falling in love with, very on trend for this season as well. So I think something really nice and unusual with an open weave or something would just be really, really nice, just as a nice layering piece over thermal layers, over dresses and stuff. Yeah, perfect autumn winter clothing. Now, one thing that you are going to need for this one is some interfacing tape that runs right along this front band here, right around the neck and down the front. That is what helps this sit really, really nicely. And as you do sew it, there is a bit of stretching, just making sure that everything's going to keep nice and tight there and not bag out, because that would be a disaster for this particular top. I managed to do that perfectly this time round using my overlocker. I think if I tried to make this 2 years ago, I probably would have completely gone off the rails on that one, and that some unpicking would have been involved. So yeah, like I said, sometimes it's worth the wait. I don't mind having waited 2 years to be able to make this because it ended up being a real excellent result. When I think about my mindset from 2 years ago about what was blocking me from actually going ahead and making this, I mean, like, I had the fabric, I had the pattern, I knew how the overlocker worked, I was doing really well with using my overlocker to finish off my seams for my woven makes. I just really needed to get stuck into the jersey. I think what it was the seam allowance, because Tilly and Buttons, they give you 1.5 inch seam allowance, and I really wasn't confident about just automatically sewing and cutting off that seam allowance just in case I made a mistake, and just trying to align it as you go through. I read something recently where someone was worried about the same thing, and I mean, like, I got them. It is quite daunting having spent a decent amount of money on fabric which you absolutely love and then trying to sew it on a machine that you're not overly confident with. So yeah, I get that, and I'm glad I waited. I'm glad I waited until I'd sewn something more simple and build my confidence in using my overlocker. I mean, I've still got a huge amount to learn with my overlocker, but I learnt heaps making this 2 years after I originally wanted to. So yeah, I'm glad I made this because I'm now more confident about sewing straight in on a 1.5 inch seam allowance straight off without having to do it on my machine first, because all my other knits that I've made so far, a lot of it does get sewn on my normal machine first, and then I do the finishing on my overlocker, knowing full well I could just zoom it through the overlocker. So effectively I'm sewing it twice and I don't have to. So yeah, confidence is building, and I will use my overlocker first up going forward a lot more now that I've made this, and I will plan on making this again in future. I really love this bishop sleeve. I wasn't too sure, but I thought, you know what, go big or go home. Do the most complicated version first because everything else is going to be so much easier, and I just absolutely love it. The only thing I really had to keep in mind with this is it is a directional print because the flower stems are heading down, and for this one, the bottom hem, this front band here, and the cuffs are all folded over and then sewn into place. So I just had to make sure that everything was sitting the right direction when I sewed it. I thought I had everything right, except for this particular cuff here. I did manage to get this cuff upside down, but nobody can see that. No one's going to know that that is a problem because they're looking at overall the beautifulness of this top. I got it right going on the band, I got it right on the bottom band, I got it all right, and so I just got distracted on that one. But like I said, who cares? Only I really know. Did you know that? Did you see that here? Saying, oh look, Kate got her cuff wrong. No, you didn't. You didn't, did you? Until I pointed it out. Just keep that in mind. If you are using directional fabric, you do have to do a bit of mental maths to make sure that you're sewing it on the right way, to make sure that everything's sitting the right way up. Just saying. So with all that said, let's give the Pearl Cardigan some Ripper Seams ratings, starting with brain friendliness. So for this one, as with pretty much all Tilly and Buttons patterns I've made, the instructions are amazing, very, very detailed. Tilly and the Buttons is the pattern makers that really got me kind of hooked on wanting to make my own clothes. The step-by-step photos in here are very detailed. The instructions are equally as detailed, so you know exactly what's going on and what you should be doing. Lots of lovely hints and tips in there. So even if you are new to sewing knits, this will probably help you through. You just need the confidence to go with it, basically. It is a beautiful top. It does turn out exactly as it should. So yeah, just follow the instructions and you can't go wrong. In saying that, there is just one tiny bit of this whole entire make that happened right at the end and I couldn't figure it out. On the sides here, there is a little tiny point that comes out and it doesn't make sense where to sew it. And I kind of stuck out at one end and I just kind of tucked it back in. Even in the instructions it said, oh yes, it's okay, this point will extend out, but then I don't really see how it goes back in. So either I've overshot the sewing or undershot the sewing when putting that in. It wasn't the biggest deal. Like I said, it's totally fine, you can't even see it. It's a nothing, so I'm not gonna knock any points off for brain friendliness there. It was just weird. Tell me, have you made this cardigan and did you have problems with the point at the end here? Let me know, because that was the only head scratcher of this whole entire make. Everything else was so perfectly clear and precise. Yeah, little points, let me know in the comments what was meant to happen there. Fit, yes, let's move on to fit, and it is 5 out of 5. Like I said, I measured out to be a size 5. I made the size 5 and it fits me perfectly. Really pleased with the result. Really nice and roomy around the sleeves, the ties, everything about this fits really well. So if you follow the recommended measurements, you should get a top that fits you nicely. Hopefully. That leaves us with overall lovableness, and of course this is going to get a 5 out of 5 lovable otters because I love this. I have been wearing this so much. It is a really nice and cozy. It's a great thing to throw on for work, great layering piece. I really like the fabric that I made it in. I'm excited to try other fabric types, and like I said, some of those textured knits, some more open weave things and all that. I think this is going to be, again, one of those really nice versatile tops. I love a versatile tops. I talk about them constantly in my videos. Well, this is definitely hitting the mark perfectly, and yeah, I recommend it. If you've been skulking around this pattern for a while, not too sure about it, I absolutely love it. Give it a try. Of course, Barbara is looking fantastic in it, but we need to see it on me on the backyard catwalk. Let's go check it out. So finally, after 2 years, we get a Pearl cardigan onto my backyard catwalk, and I'm so glad I've made this. It turned out really nicely. That crossover detail's nice, and I do recommend the bishop sleeve if you're not too sure about which sleeve to go for. The tie detail on the side is probably the trickiest thing about this make, but follow the instructions, it'll be totally fine. I love the print on this fabric. It complements this top really nicely. Probably not the first thing you should make if you're sewing jersey for the first time, but definitely one to put on your list because I love it and do recommend it. So that is my review of the lovely Pearl cardigan by Tilly and the Buttons. It was 2 years in the making, but for me, I think it was definitely worth the wait. So next up, I'll be tackling some of those more forgotten makes from last year's list, as well as maybe, just maybe, 1 or 2 of those secret special makes as well. So have you got a project that is secretly judging you, sitting up on a shelf, just staring at you, telling you subconsciously that it wants to get made? Yeah, let me know what it is down in the comments. Tell me what you're going to make and when do you think you're going to get around to making it. This video might be a sign that it might be time. Now, if you've enjoyed this video and you got something out of it, then please do go give me a thumbs up down below. It just lets me know that I'm doing a good job and to keep making more videos just like this one. Also, I'm very close to hitting that 10,000 subscriber mark and I'm really excited about reaching that goal. It is a huge milestone for me. So to help me get there, if you're not yet subscribed, please go and click on the subscribe button down below, as well as clicking on that notification bell. That way you won't miss out on any future Ripper Seams videos, especially because I've got some really fun ones coming up. Again, I thank you for hanging out with me today. As always, it's a pleasure having you join me, listening to my sewing adventures. I wish you a wonderful week of sewing and I'll see you in the next video.